Hi, I'm Lee Stevens from Ezecurtains.co.uk, and I want to show you quickly how easy it is to fit one of our hand draw bay window curtain tracks. So we've got one here that has been bent to shape to follow the front edge of the windowsill, and we just sat it on the windowsill for a minute just to check that we're happy with the shape. This one's an overlapping track, so it comes in two halves and the left hand side overlaps onto the right, but you may want to order a complete one-piece track. So let's have a look at what the first step is of fitting these tracks, which is the brackets in this situation on the outside of the returns on each side of the bay. So we're going to fit those first before we start to look at fitting the track within the bay to the ceiling. So let's go and have a quick look at the brackets on the returns. Okay, so when deciding where to fit the brackets on the returns outside, because we're fitting the track within the bay to the ceiling, we're using the ceiling within the bay as the line to follow across and use a straight edge just to put a little mark on here. We know the height of the bracket. This is going to go to the top of the bracket. Now, we also want the bracket to be far enough out from the corner. So I measure 15 centimetres when we've got a full 20 centimetre return on the track. So now that we've got the line here and I know the position of the bracket, I can present it up. You'll need to then mark through the hole in the bracket, the screw hole, take it away, use a 6mm masonry drill bit to drill the hole, use the plugs and screws provided then to fix it. Fortunately for me today on this display, it's plasterboard and we've got a nice piece of timber behind, so I don't need to drill and plug, which makes my life so much easier. So we'll just position that. And that's positioned in the right place now, so once the track comes out, we can just clip it into place. So let's go and have a quick look of fixing the track onto the bracket and then position it correctly in the bay. Okay, so before we connect the track to this bracket here, I just want to mention that I put a couple of pencil marks on the ceiling which are at the same depth out as the front edge of the windowsill. Now, it's important that we do this on a two-part track because we don't have the true position of where the track's going to be, so this gives them a little guide. If the track was in one continuous piece, by the time you clipped it onto the bracket here and clipped it onto the bracket on the other side, you would just need to check that it's central on the bay by making sure the gap between both sides on the sides of the display bay are equal before you start fixing the brackets up into the ceiling. So in this one now, we're going to connect it to the bracket on the return, and all we need to do is present it in front and tap it and it'll click, and that now is in the right position. Now on the sides here, all I'm going to do before I commit to putting a screw in to hold it up is I'm going to check that the little pencil mark I've done at the same level as the front edge of the windowsill is just behind the track. So I'm going to have a quick look now, see if I can locate that, and I've found it there. So what I'm going to do is now is just put one screw in here. And screw that up into position. And now we can just check that the pencil lines round at the back of the bay is where we want it, and I can see it just here now. You won't be able to see it on camera, I'm sure. And I'm just going to put one screw in now just to hold this track up to stop it flopping around. Now, I'm not worrying about whether we're going into just plasterboard or something solid at the moment, just getting all the screws into all the brackets. What we're going to do is we're going to come back and revisit any that we're not confident that are secure, and we'll have a look at that in just a moment. So repeat that for the other side of the bay with the other half of the track, and then we'll go on and have a quick look at the fixing the brackets that we're not comfortable with. So thanks very much, and catch you in a minute. Okay, we're going to now remove one of the screws from the brackets that we fitted earlier and slide that bracket to one side. I'm not completely happy that this bracket is as secure as it can be. So we're now going to use the 6mm masonry drill bit and create a hole. And we're going to put in one of the plugs that have been supplied, push it up into the hole. I'm going to slide the bracket back over it, line it up, and we're going to refit the screw now. Now that is really secure into the ceiling. Now repeat that for any of the brackets that you're not comfortable that have gone into something solid such as timber into the ceiling, and that's all there is to do it to get your track fitted securely within the bay. Okay, so we've got the track now fitted up over the window. This one, like I said earlier, has got the overlap in the centre, but you can choose the one without the overlap in the centre. And you've got a few other basic options underneath. You can choose like curtain draw rods, curtain hooks. If you need those, then just add them on as you place in your order. So I hope this video was useful, and thank you very much for watching.